to fulfill what had been said through the prophet Isaiah, in the land of Zebulun, the land of Naphtali, the way to the sea along the Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people living in darkness have seen a great light, and those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. And from that time on, Jesus began to preach, repent, the kingdom is near. Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brothers, Simon, called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come follow me, I will make you fishers of men. And at once they left their nets and followed him. Going on from there, he saw two brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father preparing their nets, and Jesus called them. And immediately they left the boat, and their father followed him. Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the good news of the kingdom, healing every disease and sickness among the people. The word from the Lord in the house of the Lord. We look for symbols, and I thought, just because it's my favorite song, the reason we sang it because it's appropriate. See, you didn't know I researched all that stuff as much as I did. Well, I made sure that we had something I liked. But we look at what we have, and we want to have an easy way to remember it. I wore my eagle tie because it's a new dawn, a new day era. I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm willing to take a chance on my country. I'm always willing to take a chance on my church. I don't know how it's going to come out either. There's stuff going on. But we have to remember to recognize what it is about the church that really grabs us, that we can hold on to. And the teacher who said to her kids in school, bring something for show and tell. Because if you go to church, we want you to explain a little bit. And A.B. got up and he said, this is the Star of David. It's the symbol of the Church of Israel. Okay. And Mary got up and said, this is a rosary. The Catholics pray on it all the time. And little Johnny got up with a bowl in his hand and said, I'm Methodist, this is a casserole. Some things are easy to remember about religion and some of them are tough. And people ask questions every once in a while. Well, why, excuse me, why is our cross different than some other church's cross? And it's because it's a difference of, excuse me, I got it in my throat here all at once. It's a difference in how we identify what the cross means to us. We talk about an empty cross because the cross can be a sign of defeat, but our cross being empty is a sign of victory because he left that cross, never to be, but he left our sins on that cross, never to be worried about again. It says he went down the beach and he saw the brothers and he said, come on, follow me. And they did. There's probably a couple of paragraphs that didn't get put in there of the brothers that he saw who said, and he said, follow me. And they said, you got to be kidding. You don't pay good enough wages. You don't have any comforts of home. You expect us to surrender to you. And that's what is different about Christ. When you get the call, when you receive that call, you do surrender to him. Oh, we still bow down to some of our human gods, some of our special things, our cars and our houses and our sports and our movies and so on and so forth. And he didn't say you can't do that. But he said, I will make you different if you'll follow me. I will make you absolutely different than you've ever been if you're willing to surrender yourself to me. And not everyone is. And sometimes we have to work really hard at letting him be the most important thing and not just us being super important in our own minds. He called James and John, the brothers, who fought each other even as disciples. They argued over which one was better than the other. How can you imagine their household before they became friends of Christ? I was the youngest of four boys. I know what households with brothers fighting looked like. So, but he didn't take special people. He took ordinary people. He didn't take superstars. He took ordinary people. He chose the fishermen along the shore because they knew how to work hard. And I ask you oftentimes to work hard in this church, to pray for me, to do tasks. I've commented before, this is the most volunteering church I've ever been around. We have, now I shouldn't say this because we got a truck coming Tuesday and half of them won't show up now. We almost always have too much help. But isn't that wonderful? Nobody signs up. Nobody puts their name down on a contract. Nobody says, I positively, absolutely, according to this document, will give you 2 hours on Tuesday morning. I'll come when I need to, and I'll be there as long as I need to, and I'll be glad to do it. That's almost what James and John said. Almost what Peter and Andrew said. They dropped their nets and went to work for Christ. But I wonder about the people in the boats between Peter and Andrew and James and John. They didn't get out of their boat. They didn't drop their nets. They didn't follow Christ. His call isn't answered by everybody. His call is not answered by everybody. I've been pleased that for 20 years, our average attendance has gone up every year. I don't care about your memberships. I don't care what that number is. But more people come than they used to. Because you have invited them. You're the greatest evangelistic committee I've ever seen. Because people come because of you. People come because you said it's a good place to be. People come because somebody said to them, come down and help with the truck. Because we have people who come for the truck who never come inside here. Are they part of us? Yeah. We have people who come hungry and go home fed. They're part of us. Because you've answered the call. When he said, drop your nets and come and walk with me, you've done it. Over and over and over again. And that's what Christ asks us to do. Is to make a commitment and follow through. Make a commitment and live it. Make a commitment and love it. Because the joy of being one with him is indescribable. You give me the easiest job in Arizona. I just have to show up 2 hours a week and you pay me. He said, drop your nets and I'll make you fishers of men. I'll make you different in your own life. I'll make you different in your own heart. I'll make you different than you ever thought you could be. And I won't change a thing on your outside. Except I'll put a permanent smile on your face. That's the change he made in us. He gives us a reason every day when we get up to understand that this is the day to smile. Oh, my back hurts. My golf score is terrible. My cart won't run. But I have reason to smile every day. And I challenge you to listen for the call if you haven't heard it yet. Because he's calling you to love life. He's calling you to love each other. He's calling you to be a fisher of men. And you do it where you are, you do it when you are, you do it what you are. You don't have to go to seminary, you don't have to be trained, you just have to live a sermon every day of your life. Now, how's that for a tough call? I only have to preach once a week, but you got to live it every day. And if you do, your life is a better sermon than I can ever preach. Your life is a greater message than I can ever deliver. Your life is a commitment from 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 years ago. For God planted love on this planet, on this earth, long before we were around. Long before there was a Methodist church. Yeah, even long before some of us were born. And he calls us as he walks past us. Come. 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 Our closing hymn this morning is, O Master, Let Me Walk With Thee, number 430. And would you stand with me?